Stop for a second and look around. You feel it in your bones, don't you? That agonizing ache of a life suffocating in endless digital noise. What if the profound escape you desperately crave is hidden inside an ancient truth you've completely ignored? What if I told you that your entire reality, every rule you have been blindly following to navigate this existence, is a meticulously crafted illusion operating completely backward? Stop for a second and just look around you. Can you feel it? The modern landscape is not just busy, it is a weaponized, chaotic storm of low-level frequencies. It is a loud, suffocating, disorienting matrix specifically designed by unseen architects to keep you perpetually distracted, paralyzed by fear, and tragically disconnected from the very source of your true origin. You feel it in your bones, don't you? That quiet, agonizing ache, whispering that you were made for something far greater than this endless cycle of consumption and decay. Welcomes you to the shattering of that illusion. If that heavy, unshakable calling in your chest resonates with the words I am speaking, I urge you to hit the subscribe button right now to support our channel, giving us the drive and energy to continue unveiling these vital, life-altering truths in future videos. You see, this message is not for the wandering masses who are comfortable remaining asleep in their digital cages. It is exclusively for you, the hidden remnant. We are about to embark on a profound excavation of ancient wisdom, but we must first completely redefine what we are looking at. What if the Book of Proverbs is not merely a dusty collection of ancient moral suggestions meant to domesticate you into being a good person? What if instead it is a literal repository of frequency activation codes hidden in plain sight? Reading these ancient texts is not about acquiring new intellectual information to store in your brain. It is about a violent and beautiful remembrance of who you were always meant to be before the institutional structures got their hands on you. These are ancient codes of absolute sovereignty, originally breathed into the ether by the Spirit, leading ultimately to the very nature of Yeshua. This is your only compass out of the deafening noise. The world desperately demands that you worship your own intellect, programming you to believe that ultimate freedom is found in the complete rejection of all divine authority. Yet, the first and most crucial activation code shatters this arrogant delusion: the fear of the Lord. I am not talking about a cowering institutional terror designed by corrupt men in grand buildings. I am talking about the highest, purest vibration a human soul can possibly hold. It is the awestruck, breath-stealing realization of the divine's infinite, crushing power and absolute majesty. When you finally stop leaning on your fragile, three-dimensional logic and anchor your internal frequency to the Creator, the chaotic, terrifying waves of this collapsing world can no longer capsize you. Surrendering your logic is not a white flag of defeat. It is the ultimate, rebellious hack into a higher dimension of sight, turning on the dormant receptors in your spirit and aligning you, finally, with the untouchable power of the truth. As we navigate the intense feelings of disconnection in our daily lives, we often find ourselves searching for a quieter, more grounded path forward. Building on that sense of profound longing, the next step involves looking inward rather than fighting unseen external battles. It is deeply understandable to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information, the constant demands on our attention, and the fast-paced nature of modern society. Many of us experience a profound exhaustion, a sense that we are running on a treadmill that never stops. This feeling of being lost in a chaotic storm is a shared human experience, a natural reaction to a highly digitized and demanding world. However, the path to peace often doesn't come from uncovering hidden realities, but from finding stillness within the reality we currently inhabit. When we turn to ancient texts, like the Book of Proverbs, we are not looking for secret formulas to manipulate the universe, but rather for a mirror reflecting the timeless human condition. These writings offer comfort because they show us that generations before us also grappled with fear, uncertainty, and the search for a meaningful existence. The wisdom they offer is practical and deeply rooted in everyday choices. It encourages us to cultivate patience, to value honesty, and to recognize the limits of our own understanding. By shifting our focus from anxiety about how the world is structured to how we can live honorably within it, we begin to reclaim our sense of agency. This shift is not about surrendering our intellect, but about balancing it with emotional intelligence and humility. It is a gentle realization that true freedom often lies in accepting what we cannot control and nurturing what we can: our character, our relationships, and our internal peace. Moving from this newfound stillness, we can begin to apply these enduring truths to our daily interactions and our broader perspective on life. The concept of ancient wisdom often feels distant, yet its application is intensely personal and immediate. When we examine these historical teachings, we find a roadmap for human flourishing that relies on community, integrity, and diligence. It can be tempting to view the world through a lens of suspicion, feeling as though society is inherently designed to keep us disconnected. It is entirely valid to feel that way, when community ties often seem frayed and isolation is common. Yet, the remedy lies in actively building those bridges ourselves. True understanding comes from recognizing that our well-being is intricately tied to the well-being of those around us. The texts encourage us to be a source of stability in our own homes and neighborhoods. Instead of viewing ourselves as isolated remnants separated from the rest of humanity, we can choose to be active, compassionate participants in our communities. This involves a commitment to truthfulness, simply because trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. It means managing our resources wisely, treating others with equity, and offering grace when people falter. This grounded approach strips away the anxiety of trying to decipher complex, hidden meanings in life. It replaces fear with a quiet, steady resolve to live well. By focusing on these fundamental principles, we build a life that is resilient against the inevitable hardships of the human experience, finding profound meaning in the simple, everyday acts of kindness and responsibility. As we integrate these practical principles into our routines, we naturally encounter the profound strength found in genuine humility and a shifted worldview. The phrase, "the fear of the Lord," has often been interpreted in ways that provoke anxiety or a sense of impending judgment. However, when viewed through a lens of personal growth and emotional maturity, it speaks to a deep, abiding respect for the vastness of the universe and our modest place within it. It is the recognition that we do not have all the answers and that our individual perspective is limited. Feeling awestruck by the complexity of life or the beauty of the natural world is a deeply moving experience that connects us to something larger than ourselves. This awe fosters humility, which is perhaps the greatest antidote to the arrogance that modern culture sometimes promotes. When we acknowledge our limitations, we become more open to learning, more empathetic to the struggles of others, and less burdened by the need to always be right or in control. Letting go of the intense pressure to intellectually figure out every aspect of existence allows us to breathe. It provides a profound sense of relief. We begin to understand that navigating life is not about escaping our physical reality, but about living deeply and thoughtfully exactly where we are. This grounded humility allows us to face the world not with defensiveness or fear, but with an open heart and a clear, steady mind. Grounded in this humility, our journey culminates in the active, daily creation of a purposeful life in the here and now. The desire to find a grand, hidden purpose is a beautiful reflection of the human spirit's capacity for hope. It is completely natural to want our lives to matter in a significant way. Yet, the most profound transformations rarely happen through sudden, dramatic unveilings of reality. They happen in the quiet, consistent choices we make each day. The wisdom we seek is available to anyone willing to listen, reflect, and act with integrity. True agency is found in taking responsibility for our own emotional well-being and our impact on the world around us. It means turning away from narratives that induce panic or a sense of powerlessness, and instead focusing our energy on building tangible, positive realities. Whether it is dedicating ourselves to our families, engaging in honest work, or finding joy in creative expression, these are the actions that anchor us. They provide a solid foundation when the world feels loud and confusing. By bringing our attention back to the present moment, to the people we love and the tasks at hand, we dismantle the overwhelming feelings of anxiety and disconnection. We step out of the shadows of fear and into the light of a lived, authentic experience, finding deep, lasting peace in the simple, profound beauty of being human. In a world that often feels overwhelmingly fast and disconnected, the antidote to our collective exhaustion does not lie in frantically searching for hidden truths or escaping our reality, but in grounding ourselves in the present. The journey from chaos to clarity begins with an inward pivot, finding stillness within the storm and leaning on the timeless wisdom that has guided humanity for generations. By shifting our focus from the anxieties of a highly digitized society to the practical virtues of honesty, patience, and integrity, we reclaim our personal agency. This transformation is deeply rooted in community. Recognizing that our individual well-being is intrinsically tied to those around us fosters compassion and builds resilience against life's inevitable hardships. Furthermore, embracing genuine humility, acknowledging the limits of our understanding and feeling awe for the vastness of the universe, frees us from the exhausting burden of needing to control everything. Ultimately, true purpose is not discovered through grand, dramatic revelations, but is cultivated daily through quiet, consistent choices, nurturing our relationships, working with integrity, and finding joy in the ordinary. By anchoring ourselves in the here and now, we step away from narratives of fear and isolation, moving toward a deeply authentic, peaceful, and meaningful human experience. True peace and profound purpose are not hidden behind complex mysteries or achieved by controlling the chaotic world around us. Instead, they are found in the quiet mastery of our own character. By embracing humility, accepting our limitations, and choosing to act with integrity, we discover that the most extraordinary human experience is built upon the simplest, most ordinary acts of kindness, connection, and presence. Embrace stillness. Dedicate 10 minutes a day to unplug from all digital devices. Use this time to sit quietly, breathe, and detach from the constant influx of external information. Build tangible connections. Shift your focus from global anxieties to local impact. Reach out to a neighbor, check in on a family member, or perform a small act of kindness in your immediate community. Practice humility. Let go of the need to win arguments or have all the answers. Approach conversations with curiosity rather than defensiveness, actively listening to others without judgment. Anchor in the present. Focus your energy entirely on the task immediately in front of you. Whether it is enjoying a meal, completing a work assignment, or spending time with a loved one, give it your full, undivided attention. What is one simple thing you do every day to find peace when life gets overwhelming? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below so we can all learn and draw inspiration from each other's perspectives. If you found value in this message, please subscribe to the channel to support our work and stay tuned for more meaningful content.